All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, Fresh Potato. And in today's video, I wanted to add my opinion to the recent episodes of Mama June from Hot to Not and the situation regarding Josh and Pumpkin. Now, from what the research that I've gathered, Josh, he's moved on. He has a girlfriend. Matter of fact, I believe they just welcomed a kid. So I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that he's moved on and he's found somebody. But and even after seeing that and it being confirmed and stuff, I'm like, nah, bro, I still got to say what I need to say because here's the thing. Like, I haven't been through his situation, but that pain that he's felt, I felt like that all men has felt that sort of pain before, like with somebody, and maybe we haven't. And it's one of those things where I'm like, if you haven't, you're one of the lucky ones, all right? But yeah, I had to say, like, we've all done had our heart broken by some woman out there and things. And it's tough. It really is. It is a tough, dark place. Like it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you're looking for stuff to take it, like the, just take the like all that stuff off your mind and things. Like you're trying to go back to normal. But it's like trying to stop like a like 50 floor building from collapsing. Like, yeah, you can like stop it maybe for what, a split second, but with that, when that building starts coming down, it's like, yeah, bro, it's it's that's pretty much like everything within you just breaking, like your heart, your soul, like your brain, just everything within you is just breaking apart and stuff. So but the thing is this, and I really do hope that Josh, he is doing better. Like seeing them pad these past few episodes, I'm like, man, it's tough. It brings me back to a place that I'm like, man, it's like seeing that. I'm like, I really do hope that things is going better for him. But man, how this is so I guess like for those that haven't been watching the show and don't know what's going on, you haven't been keeping up to date with everybody, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, Josh and Pumpkin got a divorce. Yes, they got divorced. Divorce is finalized. That's not the part that I wanted to talk about though. I didn't want to talk about the divorce because I'm like, I understand, people separate. It's just that how Pumpkin went about the separation. I mean, like, I get it. She was also in pain herself. Like, she was going through some stuff. And I get that. I 100% get that. I just feel like that how she went about it seems like it's something where it's like you're trying to like get revenge. You're trying to, cause so here's the thing, all right. So yeah, they get a divorce, they separate. Then it gets revealed in the it was either this some one of the episodes that she was talking to somebody. So it's like, all right, it's whatever, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, people they do that. That's the stuff that I've heard of where it's like, when people, as soon as their like divorce is finalized, they get right into the dating life and stuff. So then it was revealed the person that she was dating was kind of a close individual, more so to Josh. Turns out it was Josh's cousin. And yeah, that's one of those things where I'm like, you know what? And that's one thing that I could say is that, when you see like that switch from like he was in pain to where he was like angry. Cause I mean, yeah, he knows. So like this is all the stuff that Josh has been going through. So and I guess like for those like, cause I know some of you guys might be like, oh, I used to watch it when it was the Honey Boo Boo show. Like I haven't watched this new show and stuff. So yeah, Josh, he's been through a bunch of crap. Like it's been, I mean, I'm saying like the past like maybe six or like 5 or 6 seasons, he's been going through some crap, bro. So all the way back like when it originally was like coming out and starting and all that stuff. So Mama June, she had started developing an addiction, and then it put those guys like in a financial situation to where pretty, or more so Mama June, more so she couldn't keep their the house that they were living in anymore. So they all just had to jump ship and live somewhere else and things. Then so yeah, I think they were like going from like place to place, and I think it was like one of the last like places that they had went to before they moved into this house that they're showing now. Because I think they were living in another house, so that they moved into this house that they're in this season and stuff. But I don't think it wasn't the last house, but it was, I think it might have been either the place before, it was somewhere. But anyways, there were some people that I guess they Mama June must have like pissed off or did something to them and things, where they were following Josh and his family. So he has a kid. I can't remember if he had like the twins and the other kids during that time frame, but he did have their first kid, Ella, and then he was also taking care of Honey Boo Boo and stuff. So what is her name? Because I'm like, it feels weird calling somebody. I'm like, yeah, maybe when she was Alana, that's what's her first name and stuff. So, but yeah, anyways, Alana, and so like, yeah, she's in high school. Ella, I think, was in preschool maybe or something like that. But it's like he has responsibilities now. And it's like when you're putting people in a situation to where it's like they're constantly having like, I mean, yeah, you know, you protect any and everybody around you at all times. That's just a 24/7 job. But like when you're putting that to the test and you're having it where now people are watching my family and things or waiting for you to show, but you're putting my family at risk, that's a problem. So then what was crazy, it was, I think it was in this last episode, so like the divorce gets finalized, Mama June comes over, she's making all these disrespectful comments about Josh and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, did you must have forgot like these past few seasons, you know, like I that's the thing, I'm like, this is family business. I know I shouldn't be giving out my opinion. I know there's going to be people that's going to be disagreeing with me and stuff, and I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, it's like you have to realize that you did wrong. And I'm like, and I'm trying to think like if she did ever apologize, like I don't know, like it's one of those things where it's like she has like a way of like talking where she just don't mean it and stuff. So that's why I'm like, I don't think she ever did apologize to Josh for all the crap that she had put him through. I mean, if she did, it wasn't memorable. It wasn't like no season finale. It wasn't something that I at least remember. You know, and I watch the show all the time. Like, yes, I just remember because my mom, she was watching Honey Boo Boo when they very first came out. So I was just like, yeah, seeing clips of those guys, and I'm like, oh, I was like, that show. I'm like, yeah, they got like some funny scenes and stuff in there, you know. So, but yeah, it's you know, but so that's how I got into the show, was from watching it through my mom, my sister, them talking about it, and I was like, all right, I'll check out a couple of episodes. I ended up becoming a fan. So it's like, you know, you then of course like then this show comes out, Mama June from Hot to Not, like you seen all the crap that he was going through. I'm saying at least you could have did was like an apology, payback, something, you know. But then it was like after that, then she was cutting up with Alana, acting like she didn't want to pay her all this like money that she earned through the show Honey Boo Boo and things. So yeah, man, it was like she had put them through a lot. And Josh, I mean, I remember there was one episode where he broke down just because like he couldn't take that stuff anymore. So yeah, that's why I'm like, man, you know, making disrespectful comments about him, it's like, fam, he took care of your daughter. If it wasn't for him, it's like, where would she be at? Where would no? The crazy thing is, he took care of two of your daughters. Where would they be at if it wasn't for the for him? So that's why I'm like, yeah, and your grandkid. That's why I'm like, yeah, Josh. I'm like, if there's a like Father of the Year award for like TV shows and stuff like that, he has my vote. I'm like, Josh 100% has my, or not even Father of the Year, Father of the like almost decade and things. Because what this show's been on since 2017. And I think, yeah, he did get introduced into the show as maybe, yeah, it was like the first season around that time and all that stuff. But anyways, I was like, yeah, man, he's been through a lot. See, you know, like if he whatever good things he got going on right now, he deserves that. He deserves every good thing, blessing, all that stuff that's going to happen to him. But as far as everybody else, I'm like, yeah, I just, you know, Pumpkin, it's one of those things where I'm like, I look at her situation and I'm like, all I can say about her is that she's gonna regret, you know, this divorce situation with Josh. Like that's one of those things where she's gonna look up one day and be like, dang, you know, like he was a good guy. Because here's the thing, and I'm not trying to compare their situation to this, you know, it don't really matter, but overall, just using it as an example. And it's crazy because it's like it's nothing compared to what they went through, you know. But as you guys can see, I'm a little bit of a sneakerhead, right? There was these pair of sneakers where I was like, I don't need them no more. I want to get me another pair of sneakers. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hold on for a second. Let me show you guys these sneakers because this is buried somewhere in my room. I would go get the sneakers right now. I just don't know where they're at. But anyways, let me go ahead get. Okay, here we go. All right, so let me save that image. Yeah, save. Okay, cool. We good on that. Let me open this up. All right, cool. So yeah, let's go ahead. Bye, Josh. Gonna, just for a moment. But these were the shoes that I got rid of. I was like, I don't need these shoes anymore. It's one of those things where I'm like, no, I want to get me another pair of some Steph Curry shoes. Crazy thing about it, I haven't even worn the Steph Curry shoes outside yet. But these shoes, so no, so I got rid of them, instantly had started regretting. I'm like, man, I shouldn't have got rid of those shoes. Like, those were actually some nice shoes. I'm like, what was I thinking? I'm like, bro, those are actually probably one of the best shoes that I had in my collection. What? Bro, I'm telling you, like, I started flipping out. I was like, nah, man, I'm like, I gotta get those shoes back. So I eventually did. Fam, I have to say, like, I remember wearing those shoes when I went to Vegas. I remember, but that's the thing though, like, you can't compare that to this, like, this divorce, because I imagine that after all that crap that Josh has went through, if it came down, because he is in a relationship right now. So, but let's say if that hadn't happened, like, let's say he was just single and he was just chilling, minding his own business, bettering his like just, I guess, like, his new life and things. Like, he's just trying to find stuff to take his just all that pressure, like, just, yeah, just remove all that stress and stuff. Let's say if Pumpkin wanted to come back into his life, because I just know, like, with me, similar situations, if it came down between those that had hurt me trying to come back into my life, I'm gonna keep it a buck with them. I'm like, no, there's no place for you in my life right now. I'm like, yeah, maybe sometime before, but right now, as I'm trying to find myself and better myself, there's no place for you. I'm like, so you can take that however you want to take that. You can look at me as however you want to look at me and say all these messed up and mean and evil things about me. Still, there's no place for you in my life right now. So yeah, that's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, that's just my advice to any and everybody, I guess, that's watched this situation, and you've been in a similar situation, or you are currently going through a situation like this, similar or not. Still, that's just something that you need to work on, is letting that individual know one day, like, when your life starts getting better, there's no place for you in my life. Like, yeah, I guess, like, for the kids in their situation, I'm like, we can be cool, for the kids' sake and all that stuff. So yeah, if they want us to go on some big giant family trip, yeah, sure, I'm all for that. It's like, yeah, then I'm like, yeah, dab you up, all that other stuff and things. But as far as relationship, nah, can't do that. So yeah, get-togethers, and but I've moved on, so that's one thing where I'm like, people, they need to work on with situations like this. But yeah, Josh, like, just, man, it's like, it sucks seeing the stuff that he went through. I was just watching these past few episodes. I'm like, man, I like, it was hitting home for me, and I'm like, dang, I can't even compare my situation to his, but still, like, I'm feeling that pain, like, I'm feeling that and stuff. But there was one thing that was running through the back of my mind, was that it's gonna get better for him. I'm like, I say for myself, like, things did get better for me, and yeah, I'm like, things is gonna get better for him. It's gonna take some time. Oh, for sure, it's going to take some time. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, however you process and move on, that's up to you. But yeah, at some point in time, like, things is gonna get better for him. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and peace.